unsaved man. See, some of y'all get upset and y'all start cleaning your space real good. And you get rid of a lot of people. And that's probably not a bad idea, you know, to get rid of some people from your space. But it's some people that God's going to use you to save. There's some people that's going to see your light. And so God's going to use some people to work his good pleasure in your life. He's going to use some of the people that you least expect to get some glory out of them. And so God created, when he got ready to make the world, he created what he wanted from the beginning. And so that's what I want to tell you, is that he knew you were jacked up. If you don't mind my saying it like that, he knew you were messed up already. He already knew that. You had on a human suit. You were conditioned. David said it like this: he was born in sin and he was shapen in iniquity. Now, it seemed like he just said sin twice, but iniquity means he was born with a bent. You know, some of you lie not because you want to lie, but because lying is just in your blood, and you got some DNA that just makes you just a lie. You don't have to think about it. Somebody ask you where you going, you'll lie. They ask you where you been, you'll lie. They ask you what's your name, you'll lie. It's something in you. That's an iniquity. You're born with a bent. You just bent already. When you come out, your mama was out there in the street. Now you out there in the street, and she looking at you like you crazy because she came in and she won't tell you her testimony that she was just like you just a few years ago. She called it trying to pay bills, but she called you something else when you do it, because you were born with a bent. You don't always understand, because some of us ain't talking about our bent. We're still talking about our deliverance, and we won't tell people where we've been and what we've been through. But I want to tell you, you can go through something that may take you 15 years, but God can take your testimony and in 15 minutes he can set somebody free. It was not for naught that you went through divorce court. That death, that desertion, God's going to wield it to use it for his good. He didn't waste your time when they were mistreating you. God was up to something. Have I got a witness here? And he's still moving. Hey. Ooh. See, it's not just what you say, but sometimes it's when you say what you say. And what you have to understand, when you listen, you have to listen at least to three things. You listen to what a person says, what they don't say, and then you listen to the spirit behind it. Because I can look at you and I can say, oh, that sure is a nice dress you got on. And you sit there for a minute trying to, well, what are you trying to say? You know, because the spirit behind what I say is just as important as what I say and what I don't say. And some of us have been opening our mouths to say things about ourselves, and we can't convince our souls because our minds have not been renewed to receive the truth. I'm going to try one more time, and I'm not running out of word, but I'm certainly running out of time. So let me try one more time. There was a difference between my image and my identity. Now, my image is what I project to you, what you see. And so right now, I look pretty decent in a suit. You know, they told me today I was looking younger. That meant a lot to me. My back straightened up. Somebody told me I was looking taller. I'm not lying. They did say that. They said that. They said that. My back is straightening up. I've been lifting some weights, and so my back is straightening up. I'm aligning in my body. So those things sound good to your flesh. But that's my image. My identity is what people don't always know. Now, how I feel about me doesn't mean you feel the same way. So now, you in this room right now, if you and I were just sitting one-on-one, and for some of us it appears that we are, but if we were just sitting one-on-one and we were in a conversation, we could sit there and talk, and then that'd be the way when you say something, that'd be what I heard, and then what I think you heard. What I think you meant when you said what you said. It's about 6 dimensions of one conversation. You know, what I think you meant by what you said, what I think you meant by what you said, what you might have really meant by what you said, then you sitting there thinking about what I'm thinking about what you said, and it's just too much work. It's just too much work. So I need to settle it once and for all that I don't determine who I am, and you don't determine who I am. How you feel about me is not as important as what God said about me, because what you see is an image. What he said is my identity. My identity is so peculiar that I'm the only one with this heartbeat. It's so peculiar that I'm the only one with these fingerprints. It's so peculiar. Ain't nobody like me in the world. that could be good or bad, but ain't nobody just like me. And what I like about it is I've been fearfully and wonderfully made. Some of us may appear more fearful and wonderful, but we've been made in the image and the likeness of God. So when I look around the room, all I really see is God. That's why I'm careful how I deal with people, because you don't always know where people are in their process. Some of the people who are objects, watch this now, who are objects, watch this, right now were opportunities the other day. Somebody fed them. Somebody clothed them. Somebody had to give them a job. Somebody had to give them